How to identify a narcissist. If you're trying to figure out someone is a narcissist, or at least they are portraying some of the classic traits, there are some things you can start watching for. If you have watched any of my other videos here, I talk a lot about how they need to be in control, how they lack empathy, they are manipulative, they feel entitled, they tend to think just a little bit too highly of themselves, so they come across as if they are superior to everyone around them. But if you want to know for sure, without any doubt, that you are dealing with a narcissist, here's what you have to watch out for. Narcissists refuse to take any responsibility for any personal relationship-related issues. It's that plain and simple. So let me dig in a little bit deeper here with this. How many of you out there, and this includes me by the way, make mistakes from time to time? Maybe we did something wrong or something just didn't go right the way we planned or hoped maybe it would. If you're a normal, responsible, sensible person, you would own up to it. You would admit your fault and ask yourself, what can I do to change this? How can I learn from this mistake and move forward as a better person? Narcissists, on the other hand, will always make excuses, no matter what the issue is. It's not my fault, or, well, the reason it happened is because of this, or that. Hell, it could be something as simple as the toilet seat up or down fight most couples have had. I tell ya. Oh yeah, we can't forget the blame shifting. It's always someone else's fault. Am I right here? Is this hitting home for any of you? Narcissists will then go quiet. They will go and hide somewhere, or they'll turn up the denial button to level 10. They will defend themselves using lies and manipulation tactics. Anything but accepting responsibility. So now take a moment and think about how many times you have dealt with someone like this and heard them say, you know what, I was wrong. I have to do some serious soul searching. I want to be a better person moving forward. You haven't, because narcissists don't think that way. Their thought process is entirely different than ours. Let me cover a few elements that might help explain why they are the way they are. So in order to take responsibility for yourself and your actions, you need to have the belief in yourself that you can change. Think of a small child, like a toddler. They don't have the capacity to understand responsibility. They have to be taught right versus wrong. But at some point, and it's different for each situation and upbringing, even children will eventually learn to be responsible for their actions. They will understand what accountability means. At some point, at some age, and again, this can vary, they will realize they have the capacity to change, to start developing who and what they want to be as a person. They will make adjustments in how they see things, how they react to things, and how they deal with all types of situations. But for a narcissist, it's like they're stuck in that toddler phase. They continue to do and say inappropriate things. They hide from the truth, as if they will get spanked or reprimanded for denying the truth. They deny the fact that they ever entered the phase of life where they need to be accountable for their words and their actions. Another key element to look for is this. When you are a responsible person, you will control things from the inside out. You realize you have to examine your own behavior first. Take a quick look at yourself and decide if you maybe need to be the one to exercise better self-restraint. You will use your values, your insight, and your inner strength to properly deal with the issues that arise. A narcissist is totally opposite. They control everything from the outside. I want you to apologize. I want you to act correctly. I want this to change. If you hadn't said that, this wouldn't have happened. Things like that. They will get bossy, demanding, forceful even. This is because they never learned internal self-control. They have to project everything back onto you. And yet another key element is to be honest with yourself. In order to take responsibility, you must be able to look in the mirror and accept that responsibility. You might have to openly admit that you were insecure, or that you were a jealous person, or maybe you display some inappropriate anger from time to time. But here's the thing. You need to be sure and talk through those issues with your partner. Let them know about these things, and let them know you are highly aware of them, but you are working on your issues. By being open and honest, it shows people you are willing to take responsibility for your actions. Now let's look at the flip side of this. How many narcissists have you encountered that follow those guidelines? I would bet 0. They will say things like, "Oh, it's not what you think," or "It's probably your fault anyway." They don't take 1 ounce of responsibility. It's always your fault, no matter the circumstance. Another important characteristic is to accept guilt and or shame when it's appropriate. When you deserve it. The important thing to take from this characteristic is to accept it, apologize for whatever it is, and then just move on. A narcissist, on the other hand, loves to make you feel guilt and shame. It's one of their favorite weapons. You just want to have them let it go and move on. The bad news is, they will hold on to that forever and use it against you often. Now to my final point here today, and this is super important. Being responsible and having a good insight are key to your overall happiness. You get a good feeling by respecting others' rights and opinions. When you sense someone is having difficulty, when they seem strained, you can try to create a sense of togetherness to help them through their struggles. Now try approaching a narcissist with any issues you might be having. They will be like, "Nope, I don't like that situation. I'm going to stay away from that situation. I won't take any responsibility for your problems, but you better damn well take responsibility for mine." So remember these things about responsible people. They don't make excuses. They are loyal. They show up. They genuinely want to get to know you. They know when to shut off their ego. They aren't afraid to admit fault. They aren't afraid to apologize when they are wrong. They are not afraid to ask forgiveness. They don't create any drama. They don't complain and criticize others. They are consistent. And most importantly, responsible people are trustworthy. So if you are still trying to figure out if you are dealing with a narcissist, just watch how they respond when it's time for them to take responsibility for anything at all, even the smallest of things. I would bet money that whatever it is, it's someone else's fault, and that someone else is most likely going to be you. I really hope that these videos I'm putting out here are providing some positive direction, some tools you can use, and maybe the most important thing, providing you with more awareness of what you are truly dealing with. Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to watch for the signs. Be alert, be vigilant, be strong, be brave, and go live your best life today.